Alright, that's enough of this starting soon BS. I got ready faster than I thought I would. Anyways, guys, welcome to Black Heart Market. I'm your host, Cobalt. And today we're playing some Dawncaster. I finally decided to try it. This game has a pretty interesting story. It was a mobile game for years, and it finally came to PC last month, and I thought it looked cool. I play a lot of deck builders on the channel, but I was a little apprehensive. But now we're doing it. Hey, what's up, Ms. Bama? How you doing? Alright, so we're gonna start. I have not played any of this, guys. I downloaded it. The only time I opened it was earlier today to get it set up. I've played nothing. Okay, we can go with the Arcanist, Master of the Elements, or wield the arcane forces of destruction. Okay. Hunter, brutal savages who inflict bloody devastation on anyone in their path. That sounds like a barbarian. That's not a hunter. What the f... Alright. Knight, bastion of honor and discipline against the forces of darkness. Rogue, cunning scoundrels with affinity for fortune and flair. Seeker, mysterious fighters who wield body and mind as deadly weapons. Excuse me. Warrior excels at up-close combat and their unmatched mastery of weaponry. Randomized, and what is Sunforge? Enter the Celestial Gauntlet. Requires 10 fate shards. I'm gonna guess I don't have that. This seems interesting to me. I like kind of melee classes that also have a little flair of magic with them. Oh, we can select from different portraits. I'm sorry, is he a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? My man's here is a Teenage Mutant Ninja... Alright, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Well, we're gonna go with this. Ooh, different weapons. I don't have them unlocked, but, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the quarterstaff as a weapon. And as any type of wrap or claw as well. Stylus? Does he just have a really small spear? You have power to start the next combat with one focus and centered strikes. Focus. When you foretell, reveal one more card for every 3 stacks. At the start of a round, draw one additional card for every 6 stacks. I don't know what stacks are, guys. This combat, your basic attacks and mantras deal additional damage equal to your focus. Okay, so this is a monk. That's really cool. I like monks. That's, this channel's name is inspired by a monk I played in D&D, so we take those. Discard a card, then make 2 basic attacks, gain 1 focus. Sounds good to me. Card sets. Dawncaster has hundreds of cards. We've started you with a limited selection to help you find synergies and learn the game. Tap here to enable more card sets when you're ready for more variety. Sorry, what? Oh! So these are all the expansions they've had over the last few years. But right now I just have the ones I can get and meta progress. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna keep that. I'm not trying to make myself confused. Canto 1, The Weeping Woods. The Gilded Summons. 2 weeks after the invasion of Umbrus, a series of pamphlets started appearing all over Shattered Realms. The richly decorated paper invites all adventurers in search of fame, fortune, and absolution to report to the Bright Candle Fortress and join the glorious battle against Umbrus. Sounds like a draft to me. Okay, your damp cloak hangs heavily over your shoulders, burdened by the rain that followed you on your journey to the Borderlands. Paladin of the Vigil. In the dark distance, a flickering light steps out of the muddy road. Hail, stranger, state your intentions. A voice calls to you as the light of his torch reveals the withered face of a Paladin of the Vigil. I thought you might be. I pray you know what you're up against, Seeker. The journey to Umbrus is as treacherous as the demons that infest these lands. I kind of want to say, who are you, but we just gonna do... I could use a lesson. Ah, lesson. Well, that's something an old paladin like myself is capable of, at least. Let me tell you how I bested a particularly vicious boar just before you arrive. Okay, start to... Welcome to Dawncaster. Shattered Realm can be a dangerous place, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go. It is my turn. Okay. You gain energy based on your strength, intellect, and dexterity. Okay, cool. So D&D ish stats. Paladin has 2 strength, so they receive 2 energy. Your energy is shown at the bottom of your screen. Hey, what's up, Paltan? How you doing, man? Play a card, drag it towards the middle of the screen. Energy cost of a card is shown at the top left of the card. Okay, yeah. So we hit him. Good hit. Dealt 6 damage. Reduce the enemy's health to 0 and win the battle. Guys, did they just tell me the secret to all video games? That's crazy. We don't have any more cards, so it's time to end our turn. The end turn button. Alright. It bit me, you ass. We're attacked and dealt damage. Let's prepare for the next attack. Okay, we can block. Gained armor. There are many status effects like this in the game, both positive and negative effects. Select the enemy to show a list of the cards you played. Okay, interesting. We're gonna get bit, but we have armor. Your armor absorbs the damage, protecting your health total. Always keep an eye on your health in the lower left corner. Okay, we have 63. Any unspent energy carries over to your next turn. Oh! That's actually really good to know. Neutral energy can be paid for using any type of energy. Okay. I probably should have read that giant paragraph, but no. I thought no more solo Mondays. Yeah, I was gonna push it to Thursdays. It's this is force of habit at this point, but it will be Thursdays. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I schedule the Thursday stream after this, at least to myself. And we'll start this week. Actually, I can't this week. I lied. It'll be next week. That's how I got this nasty scar, so word of caution, friend. Sorry, it's the Paladin. Take care of yourself out there. You only have 1 life to give. Better make the most of it. Very well, Seeker. The Paladin hands you a small pouch. Consider this advanced in summons. Handing the bright candle beyond the woods. Report the console. Eveline. Eva Ali. Okay. Let's go. Audiobooks are in my future. You know, people keep telling me that. They want me to do, yeah, you know, luckily it didn't leave a scar. Okay, there's a little bit of one, but it's barely seeable. Opportunity. Treasure traps or treachery await. Corrupted tusk boar. This beast blocks the path and does not intend to move. The brave don't fear the grave. Helping with my cover story. All the scars. Yeah. Deal 2 damage. Cascade. Conjure a free copy of this card. Okay, no. We should block. I should be smart about this. Okay. Discard a card and then make 2 basic attacks. Knuckles. Gain. Oh. We take this. Gain 1 focus. We take that. What did... When you foretell, reveal 1 more card every 3 stacks. Okay. There's no cover for his internal scars. Yeah, man. It's bad. The dog's supposed to be man's best friend, not a little monster. But it is what it is. We're gonna do this. We're gonna discard this. We play this. We play this. Okay, so this is very flurry of blows monk kind of deal. We take those. I'm a huge fan of that. Huge fan. Okay, so we're gonna do this first. I picked the right class, guys. This is what I liked about Monk. You just keep attacking. Hey, brother, where do I post this Dasbin music video in Discord? If it's a Dasbin music video, post it in memes. I'm sure he'll love to see it. And if he doesn't love to see it, I'm gonna love to see it. Conjure arrow, conjure random arrow, karma strike. Discard a card, make basic attacks equal to the card's energy cost. Okay, I really like that, but why are you glowing, friend? Forgotten Mask. Activate. Discard a card. Shift. 0 out of 30 times to transform into Chimera's visage and add it to your deck for durability. I don't know what this means, so we're going to take it so I can figure out what it means, guys. We're going to use tonight to learn, because I'm going to have a review out for this game tomorrow. So I'm going to be up like half the night playing it. A shrine? What is... Ooh. I don't know, I haven't seen that before. What does a shrine do? An angelic... The angelic features of the stone statue tower out from its pristine pedestal. Above its brilliantly carved head, both hands reached for the darkened skies, its fingers forming a perfect triangle, while colorful lights dance over its marbled features. Okay. Infuse the energy of a card. I don't know what that means. Do I do this? I did it. Ah, so I gave him a card. Oh, no, and it gave it back. Makes it colorless. Okay, that's cool. I take those. Sharp Claw Raven? Do we beat the crap out of a raven, guys? Or a spider? Oh, we killing that spider. I don't like spiders. Oh, shit, I think I just picked my own hard counter. I just picked my own hard counter, guys. I'm real dumb. So, the one thing I have seen from this is I believe these spiders have, they're pointy. And so, I believe they make you bleed when you punch them. As pointy things are to do. Okay. Which is bad for someone like me who attacks just a boatload of times. Honestly, you know, back to the audiobook thing, people have been asking me to do that, but I had an idea recently. Because I look at a lot of Warhammer 40k lore, and people love looking at Warhammer 40k lore books and learning about the lore. So I was thinking about starting a channel that is just ASMR of me going over Warhammer 40k lore for fun. Do I really need you? I'm gonna use you. And that might happen, guys. I don't know. I haven't thought it through yet. Could be really cool, could be really bad. And by bad, I just mean take up a lot of my time and be not worth the effort. Okay. For the Emperor! I'm not gonna lie, I really like this class. Okay, Aura of Rhyme. This combat gain momentum for each frozen you inflict. Memorized. What does all of that mean? Memorized. This card always starts at the top of your deck. Okay, cool. Unique. You can only play one card with the same per combat. Momentum. When you have 5 or more momentum, remove all stacks and draw a card. Interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna just stack Lens Strikes. Traveler. Stranger approaches on horseback. You know, we haven't taken opportunity yet. Let's see what comes in knocking, guys. A shimmering reflection in what remains of a long dead tree catches your attention. You look inside and spot various coins glittering between the leaves and twigs. Take the coins, leave the coins. We're gonna take the coins. You find 30 gold. As you prepare to leave, you suddenly hear a loud squawking from above as a black feathered bird descends on you. Oh, it's that raven I didn't murder earlier. Well, you did this to you, bird. We could have been friends. I mean, like, not now, but, like, we could have. I don't know, I thought you seemed cool. I can't block twice, we're just gonna... Probably should have, like, checked. Okay, I just took the bleeding, not the damage. That is interesting that skills hit over that. Okay. One form can be active at a time. Activate shift into a beast form. While equipped, you can channel multiple forms for durability. Interesting. Discarding a card. Why am I discarding a card? Ah, because I'm in beast form now. Interesting. We take those. One day I'll figure out what this means. Ah, okay, that's where the tutorial is. It's on the side. Guys, this is gonna be a steep learning curve, but I feel like this game's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay. I am steadily losing HP, though. Okay, center self, gain 3 focus, draw a card. That seems really good. Karma Strike. Discard a card, make basic attacks equal to the card's energy cost. Do I have anything with a particularly high energy cost? I don't think so. No. So Mind Strike is better. Center self seems decent, but I don't feel like I've been needing a lot of energy. Let's go with the Traveler. A man on the back of a horse that has clearly seen better days starts to gain on you. Greetings, fellow traveler. For the Horde or for the Alliance? Well, technically it's for the Imperium. But if we're talking WoW, it's for the Horde. He answers, slowing his horse to a trot. We see Julius Belthrop is not the only one who recognizes an opportunity when he sees it. I'm gonna ignore the man. Man audibly sniffs the stale air around him. Ah, solemn desperation. Our favorite environment for profit. Man smiles and briefly lifts his pretentious hat. But we mustn't tarry. Profits await. So we bid you a good day, adventurer. Do remember the name Julius Belthrop, should you need any supplies. In your, no doubt, well-intended endeavors. Well-intended? Nah, dude, I'm gonna be a hero. That's the whole point. Yeah, it's always for the Horde. Here's the thing. Your Alliance has the best racial passive. They're just racist. I can't do it. Like, I just can't. We gonna do this. We gonna do this. And then, yeah, we'll go. I don't know. See, I wasn't having mana problems. Now I feel like I'm having mana problems. Just dwarves. Only good racial stone form does so. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I thought the human one was pretty good, but maybe I'm just thinking of D&D. Ah, gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna block, because I'm trying not to go under 46. Has to be D&D? Yeah. I mean, humans in D&D are busted. I don't know if I'm playing this game well, but I'm intrigued to see what it becomes. Okay, we're gonna do this. Toss you, okay. And then cascade. Okay, we're gonna play this. Then we're gonna play this. Got it. Alright, I figured out the rhythm of this better now. Conjure a basic attack of your choice. Ambush. Conjure another. Okay, that's cool. Gain 1 energy. Gain 2 chain. Flow. What is chain and flow? Hold on. Chain. Increases the damage of your next action by 1 per stack. Chain fades if played card did not increase chain. Interesting. Flow. Triggers when played after playing at least the indicated number of cards during the turn. Charges. Cards with charges can be played X number of times per combat before they become depleted and removed from combat. Okay, as a newbie, I'm gonna go with this instead of that, because this makes sense to me. That does not. Campsite. Yeah, let's see if we can heal up. Heal 20%. Yeah, we rest. We take those. We can go to another campsite, but nah, we're gonna go after the wolf. Okay, so the way I should have played this before is gain an energy, spend. I don't need that, actually. Yeah, okay, that's how you play this class. I'm understanding things. Ooh, I'm dumb. Energy carries over. Guys, I gotta remember that. I'm too used to playing stuff where, like, once your turn is over, it's like you just started over again. Ooh, I really wish I had... Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. So I don't care about that right now. I'm really annoyed that I drew one of these. I guess we're gonna block, then we ambush. War Mace. Inflict Brittle. Chain, ambush. Nope, ambush don't work. Not free, so it's all good. It's just like D&D and Magic the Gathering had a scary baby. Kinda, maybe. Right? So this game was a... or I guess is... It was a mobile game. And... that kind of, I think, when it came to PC, kind of turned a lot of people off. And it's actually why I was apprehensive about playing it in the first place. But it looks really fun. And it's basically, yeah, like an RPG kind of card adventure is what they're going with. Which I'm about. I played too much D&D to not like something like this. And yeah, so far it seems more like D&D and Hearthstone had a baby, right? Like, I wouldn't quite say Magic. Feels like a very watered down form of that. But yeah. Oh, I was gonna get on a roll. I had a good hand. We don't need more Mind Strikes. I actually have too many Mind Strikes. Dash seems really good, though. We're gonna take Dash. We campsite. And then... I'll take your gold and your life. I don't like being threatened, motherfucker. I swear to God. And I will poop in your shower. That's right. Try to murder me now. Okay, he still stabbed me, but I made the threat. Okay, so I think we want to... I need to try to understand this better. Times equipment can be activated before it's depleted. Shift, assume a new form. The one form can be active at a time. Chimera's vicious. Shift, turn to beast form while equipped. You can channel multiple forms for durability. What does this mean? What does it mean? We actually just gonna do this. We're gonna play one of these. I'm gonna play one of these to conjure one of these. And then we can spend one of these, do one of these, do one of these. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking how this this class flows once you start using your noggin. I hope there's another campfire after this, because I'm getting messed up. Okay. And you die. Yeah, okay. This is... It's a monk. It's what I love to play. Ooh, choose a talent. Whenever your foe takes damage from poison, gain 1 heart. No, thank you. Whenever you defeat a boss, gain 50 gold and heal to full health. Okay. Your basic attacks deal additional damage equal to your potency. What is... Oh, I thought I was going to tooltip like other shit. Fuck. We're gonna take sneak attack. I'm really mad at what I just did. Because everything else, for it to tooltip, you had to click on it. Guys, I swear. It made sense at the time. Wild Tusk Boar. I'm not fighting you again. We meet again, my friend. Okay, dash, gain 1 evasion. We're gonna do this to do that. Yeah, there we go. Then we're gonna multi-strike you. We're gonna get rid of the mask. I assume that mask is much better than I'm giving it credit for, but I don't understand the purpose of changing forms at this moment, and really should figure that out. Am I gonna stop to do so? God, no. Deal 4 damage and reset your ambush. We got rid of the other mind strike. I was really hoping you would give me, like, something better than that, but that's okay. We end our turn. Yeah, I need to start removing cards. I have too many cards that cost energy. I want things that cost no energy. Okay. So we do this to conjure another weapon. And we conjure the Knuckles. That's important, because now we're going to hit him. We're just going to conjure Knuckles that does nothing, or costs nothing. And we're going to hit him. Conjuring another Knuckles that costs nothing. But we're going to add a focus, because why not? We're going to add another focus, because why not? That focus is free. Which has a Knuckles. Knuckles that costs. Now we have a bunch of Knuckles that don't cost, and he's dead. That's the play. Oh, charge slice, deal 3 damage. This damage is improved by 1 for each green and upgradable. Okay. I like that, that's good. Center self seems also pretty good. I like having more energy. I might go with this. I just want more things that don't cost, because that's how my attack works. Dead end, an obstacle blocks your path. Why would I click this? Can I click this? No. Okay, you outright can't. Okay, I understand how this works now. So there's a set number of cards that eventually draw from, like, a map deck, if you will, and essentially... Alright, and essentially, yeah, I run those out. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna do that, and we draw another one of these. Then we do that, then we do this. Oh, I don't have enough to play the card. Oops. The thing is a lot of evasion. I don't like it. Then again, this is the equivalent of, like, just a guy trying to fucking punch a bird, so I get it. Although there is that headline about that Florida guy who just murdered a seagull because it tried to steal his fries. That's a whole thing. We're gonna do that. Yeah, why not? Why? What is this? What are we doing? Let's do it. I changed my form. What does this mean? I don't know. It's fine. Don't deal 2 damage to me. Okay, so I blocked all the damage, but I took bleed, which is bad. This is why I wanted this. This is doing exactly what it's supposed to. Ooh, it doesn't need ambush, though. So we go you, 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 you. Yeah, we can discard you, and we can hope. There we go. Nice. I did not calculate that out. I did that by feel, which is the wrong way to do that, by the way, chat. Don't do things like that. Gain 3 focus. We do take those. Conjure arrows also seems really good. I'm gonna go with that. And we're gonna fight this thing. I don't like this thing. Okay, so we want to use you to gain an energy, use you to gain a free, use you, we don't need the ambush, and then we play with you, and I guess we play with you and we end the turn. Yeah, I can't play it, yep, okay. I was wondering what that would end up doing. I'm not gonna lie, this game kind of goes hard. If I was still commuting and going to work and this was on mobile, I would definitely own this game at this point. I don't really know why anybody wouldn't. I know this Forgotten Mask is probably really, really good, guys. It's just every time I use it, it seems to do fuck all, so I'm just not using it. Okay, that happens, then this happens, then this happens. Oh. I wanted to keep going. I feel like with this deck, I get like the perfect hand and it's just over. Drake Familiar. Activate to attune to an element of your choice. Deplete. Summon a Drake Companion. Wonder ability. I don't understand this either, but it said something to do with a Drake or dragon or whatever. The Weeping Mother. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, hear me out, fellas. She making you a plate? I'ma say no. It's really the thorax and then the 6 eyes along with the No, that didn't help. Yeah, no. I gotta say no to this one. I punched a lot, did nothing to protect myself. This is how you play roguelikes. I didn't just fuck myself up. Okay, we conjure one of these. Conjure card. Hit her with the knuckles. Okay, so now we've got a whole ass cascade of knuckles that we can go down. Why can I not play? What just happened? Stunned. You can stun me with a counter? Chat, are we cooked? I think we're fucking cooked, chat. Oh, I got my little Drake. I don't know what he does, but yeet. Interesting. I don't have these elemental actions, though. Okay, well, this is fine, I suppose. I really just wanted a little Drake dude. Interesting. Okay, that costs something, right? So we want to do this, into this, into this. And I feel like the whole days thing just directly counters this entire class. Because, like, I've gotten set up where any other area I would just be on a roll. And she's just like, nah. Nah, fam, fuck you. Okay, ambush. We do that. We get that. We summon one of these. We toss this. And we can't do anything else. Okay. Playing a card, decrease days by 1 when days reach 0, gain stun. Days fades at the end of turn. This is brutal. So, like, this doesn't even matter. I mean, it actually does to set off my combo, so we'll take it. But it can't really help. Because we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. And I'm dazed. I think I still win. But... And thanks to what I picked earlier, don't I gain... Oh, did I pick the wrong one? I was going to pick the thing where you gain all your health back after things like that. But guess what happened? I didn't. Because I was trying to read a tooltip that apparently didn't exist. Alright, this boss is brutal. Especially for this character, I would argue. I feel like I need a character that does just a big hit, you know what I'm saying? So this doesn't matter. I don't need more energy. 4 damage. Reset my ambush. We'll take the evasion. We'll do this. We'll get rid of sneak. We'll do this, and we'll do this. Just end the turn. This would be her death if I could play a number of cards that wasn't ass. Hold on. It doesn't matter. I got you to 1. That sucks. Because if I draw any of those spider cards or whatever the fuck... Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. I got you to 1. That is so irritating. Alright, we're going in again. We're going in again. I really like this class, and I think I'm gonna just keep playing it because I want to rank it up. And I don't know how to do that other than... Lock this card in the rewards menu. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Hold on. A rewards menu, you say? Nope. That's leaderboard stuff. Okay, that seems to be a compendium. These are chats. Or, no, what? Bounties? I'm so confused. Pay treasure token you can earn Dawncaster from completing runs, tackling bounties, or slaying bosses. You can use these tokens to unlock exciting rewards in the rewards section of the main menu. I could have read, but I didn't. I chose not to. We're gonna go with this guy. Extra reroll, extra experience. We always go extra experience. Take the bonus health, though. What's this? Quarterstaff. I wanted quarterstaff. You take those. Warding weapon. Use your weapon power to start next combat with barrier equal to 20% of your maximum. What? That's not a thing you should just be able to do. I'm so glad I just found the monk early on, guys. I don't want the triglyph. What is this? Okay, we're starting to get barrier. This is cool. This is really cool. Bonus health. Okay. I found the rewards menu after way too much searching. We're not going to tell people how many times I was looking for that. We're going to tell them I found it immediately, right, guys? Deal 2 damage on hit. All quarterstabs deal more damage. Okay, I take those. Focus weapon. Your weapon power at the start of next combat with 1 focus and centered strikes. Centered strikes. I think we're gonna stick with that, though. Basic attacks grant barrier. Let's go with that. Let's try to... Instead of just being like, I'm gonna do flurry of blows, I'm gonna try to do a little bit of both, but also just like lock. The long way around. Survive the journey and find your way to the bright candle to join the militia. The old wooden creak. The old wooden wheels creak as the carriage comes to an abrupt halt. The driver lets the worn reins slide from his fingers, while the horses whinny their tired reply. This is as far as I'll take you, stranger. The carriage driver says through the crooked teeth. We stay away from the cemetery. Legends speak of a pale warden, a necromancer, who despises the living. The dead there don't sleep soundly enough for my liking. I can handle myself. I meant no disrespect, he says. I'll return to what's left of your fee. Oh, okay. As I couldn't take you all the way, just watch your back. Alright. Why would I go to a campsite? Oh, I guess to remove stuff. Oh, let's do opportunity first, right? A bright red gemstone lies on the ground before you. As soon as you pick it up the gemstone, you hear a voice inside your head saying, "What is it you desire?" Okay. To be healthier, to be wealthier, to forget. I assume I gain health, I gain gold, I get rid of a card. I haven't identified what kind of cards I want to get rid of, right? Like, I assume it's your main strike cards, but that's coming from Slay the Spire. This, I didn't see a lot of other attacks. It seems like your main strike cards are like your real thing. I like my Dawns like I like my Pods. Casted. God. Tactical. Are you... Tactical, are you getting lessons from H-Trav? Because it sounds like you're getting lessons from H-Trav. We're gonna go with healthier. Drop the gemstone, it becomes too hot to touch. Max health up, current health down. Fresh grave. Strange statues. Okay, yes. And the statue a coin. Okay. Let's do a fight. I'm done with these weird events. Okay. On hit, all quarterstaffs gain damage. Steal soul. Your next base attack grants barrier equal. So I want to use you. You're not an attack, but I am going to hit you with this. And you're going to hit me, so I should probably block. Although I'm not gonna lie, the second this gave me a monk, I got instantly addicted, guys. So there's that. Like, the second this was just like, do you want to play a monk? I was like, yes. Yes, I do. Okay, I really like how quarterstaff works. This is dope. What are these? Deadly attack. Potentially dealing a large amount of damage. Do I block that? I feel like that don't... Okay. Okay, that wasn't... Alright. Oh, hold on. Trying to figure out what JJK is doing. I feel like the thing with JJK is that's what everyone's constantly trying to figure out, which is why I stopped looking at JJK a long time ago. Deal 4 damage. Echo. For each turn this card remains in your hand. Persistent. Persistent. Cards with persistent are discarded. Echo. Cards with echo are cast twice when played from your hand. So I want this. This seems... Right? Like, this seems, But I also want center self. You aren't Gojo, get off my screen. What about Yuji? Everybody likes Yuji, right? You know, Yuji Itadori, the main character of that show. Fresh grave. Let's check out the fresh grave. Rather unremarkable gravestone stands somewhat crooked over a patch of soil. Why the fuck? If you... Alright. Chat. If you're walking through the woods, why the fuck would open the grave be one of your options? Like, have you ever been in a cemetery at night and you were like, fuck it, maybe we dig this bitch up? Like, seriously. You already finished JJK? Oh, yeah, that's fair. You don't open the grave, fuck it. You dig in the shallow grave, quickly uncovering a small stash of items. Continue. Stash of weapons. Conjure... Okay. I kind of want to fight the Abomination, but it says 72, and I assume this is the challenge score. Megumi and Maki are my... I mean, Maki's great. that's the real question, though. Maki from JJK or Maki from Fire Force? Because I got Maki from Fire Force right there. And, love her. Let's beat the crap out of this grave robber. Time to test the merchandise. Alright, dude. Well, I guess we just play these. Yeah, we do this. Deal 8 damage. Execute. Gain health equal to overkill. Reaping. What is reaping? Reaping lowers the target's maximum health equal to the damage it deals. That's crazy. Fire Force mentioned? Dude, Fire Force is great. Soul Eater is great except for the last 5 minutes. Don't get me friggin' started. I'm so mad about Soul Eater. Why do I love Fire Force so much? It's objectively terrible. Benimaru, yeah, I mean, yeah. Benimaru is, like, the main reason to like Fire Force. I only deal 4 damage. We're gonna wait. So he's gonna hit me a little bit. What's one dazzled? The hell? Okay. Wait, no. Alright. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack of frozen. Decreases by 1 for every action played. Give me 30 minutes of Benimaru sitting around and call it a season. Here's the... Yeah, I'd take it. I would take it. Easy money. Easy. 0 questions asked. So yeah, we're just trying to make... I wish. I just didn't have enough energy. This man... His statuses are what fucked me. Guys, I'm very angry about that. Whatever. You dead. Test failed. What was the test? I wasn't aware I was being tested. I was just murdering him. Okay, Mind Strike. Discard a card and then make 2 basic attacks. Gain 1 focus. That seems very nice. This doesn't matter to me yet. Activate to attune to an element of your choice. Deplete. What does deplete mean? It's in bold. You didn't... I assume deplete means I've used it, right? Can I just discard things? Because I don't want to attune. I don't care about attuning. We're just gonna take Mind Strike. I'm gonna not try to understand concepts that are too large for my itty-bitty brain at these hours. I'll figure it out later. We do both of these. We do this, and then we hit him, and end the turn. I don't need the extra weapons. So I'm working on next week's thesis. What would you say if I told you he left an ellipses, guys? I don't know what he's gonna tell me. Okay, Quarterstaff is goated. It's even better than the Knuckles, although the Knuckles are fucking cool. And I don't care what anybody says, the Knuckles are cool. I want this to be better, but I haven't had a good chance to use it yet. We're gonna go with Wild Alchemy, because potions are a thing, and I haven't used those yet either. I don't think we need this yet. Got a way to teach you how to weaponize the 7 habits of highly effective people? Sure, man, I'll take it. I love weaponizing things, and I hate people, so this helps. We're gonna wait, but we set up a nice little blockade. On hit, but you hit my armor. We're gonna use Wild Alchemy. Do we Steel Soul? I feel like we should. Steel Soul, strike, strike, and the turn, and then next turn we should be able to Gathering Storm, and I think you'll just die. Don't infect me, you weird little freak. Guys, I'm unhappy about this. Okay, that card's great. You just gotta be patient. Okay, deal 2 damage, gain 1 evasion. We take those. Discard a card, make a basic attacks equal to the card's energy cost. I'd rather gain 1 focus. By the way, how long are you streaming for? Give you a couple hours and try to collect it. I will be on till 10. I usually do 2 hours when it's these streams. It's hard to go longer. Although, honestly, I'm enjoying this game enough, I might go till 11 tonight, to be honest with you. Broken gravestone. Guys, do we open the grave again? You know what, fuck it, we open the grave again. Philosopher's Stone? We did it! Full Metal Alchemist, we're done. We saved Mom. We're good, guys. We don't need to do anything anymore. I don't know how many grams of saltpeter that equals, but we're good. No equivalent exchange. Conjure a random free card of the color you spend to cast this card. Scholar, conjure 2 instead. What does that mean? As you pry the trinket from the muddy soil, an unsettling groan rises. Catches you by surprise as a bony claw reaches for your throat. Brains. What, the thing from last stream? If I would be down, but the question is, do you have a mic that will work the whole time? As long as you have a mic that can work the whole time, I'd be fine with it. But the question is, do you have a mic that works the whole time? Discard a card. Am I doing that? You do? Okay. Oh. Poison. Fuck, guys. I'm gonna die here. He's gonna kill me because I stole his stuff. That's not a way to respond. Okay. We can arrange this. Let me see if I can finagle some things. Steel Soul. Okay. I want to Steel Soul to keep myself safe, but I don't have anything that gives me more energy. We're gonna hit him twice. I probably should have went for this, to be honest. Hey, happy Monday, Juno. What? Okay, we're gonna go. This is gonna kill him. Perfect. Yo, Shapeless Mastery. Discard your hand and shuffle your discard pile into your deck, then draw 3 cards. That seems really good, but I don't think I care. Right? Like, I'm gonna go with this. I don't have a lot of bloat in this deck. I'm not worried. I am gonna go to a campfire though and heal. What is this? Graveyard Shift. At the start of the turn, gain 2 barrier. Okay. I assume he gains the 2 barrier, to be honest, though. I want to play quarterstaff because the way this whole deck works is you just keep throwing out quarterstaves and that saves you. I really should use stash of weapons more though. I think I'm gonna wait till I have it on a turn where I have something that gives me focus, and then it'll be fine. You say Doom? Did he just say Doom? That's not good. Conjure 3 zap cards. Winter Harvest. Deal 5 damage. Deals additional damage equal to the foe's frozen. I don't know what just happened. We're gonna find out. Who did that? What the fuck? What was that? What? Okay, whatever class this is, I'm about to go play that. What the fuck? Okay. Insidious Strike, deal 0 damage. Damage improves by 4 for each sinister card you've played. I don't have sinister cards, man. I'm virtuous. I'm a monk. Well, I'm not a monk, but hey. Discard a card, make basic attacks equal to the energy cost. Guess we add that. Fancy Tombstone. Okay. So I assume if I pry the grave open, I'm gonna get something really good, and I assume I'm gonna have to fight for my friggin' life, and I'm about it. You gain 20 gold. Nothing happened. Okay. The Pale Warden. Ooh. Do I think I Abomination Campsite Pale Warden. I think that's the correct answer, because I think I have to beat all of these. But actually, I don't know if beating the boss is the last thing I have to do, because the boss didn't show up until the end last time. The boss is early this time. I guess we're trying to learn, so I'm gonna do campsite first, because I'm not going into a boss. Yeah, let's go to Pale Warden first. I've got just the place for you. Let's see. One second. I'll have to do some two things for a second. Right, that works. Sorry guys, trying to get some settings changed over here. Alright, I kind of want to do that again. That was insanely useful. Okay, Lightning Bolt. Deal up to 2 damage, causes 1 to 12 damage, causes chain. Okay. Inflict 3 burning. The amount of burning is increased by chain. Deal 1 to 6 damage, 1 to 6 times. On hit, trigger one of your foe's hexes. Chain. I don't think I have a hex on anybody. But we're gonna do these things. Okay, I am afraid of this man though. But I don't think barrier's gonna help much at the moment. We are full health, so it's okay. He's at 19. I think we can pop him. Unless he does some BS like the last boss. That whole you just can't use card shit, that shit drives me nuts. Well, pin only the leftmost and rightmost cards in the hand can be played. These bosses piss me off, guys. Okay. We're gonna deal with 6 damage with the quarterstaff, right? We should probably block. Yeah, we're gonna block and we'll end the turn. I just invited you. I sent you an invite. You should be able to just... Yeah, I sent you an invite to the chat on Discord. Terror. On draw, gain 3 fear, inflicts 1 additional fear every turn that passes. Can I just play it and get rid of it? Corrupt Conjuration. Fear reaches 100, you're stunned. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to worry. We do need to do this. Can we discard this? So my basic attack is the quarterstaff, which means it increases. So really what I should be doing is playing cards that say makes multiple basic attacks, and it just snowballs. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I will whitelist you for a moment. Sorry, chat. Trying to figure something out. Alright, try now. Conjure. Conjure cards deal 2 damage. At least 2 damage. Choose... What's up, man? It's going alright. I have you muted just 'cause I'm trying to get the levels right. Speak real quick. Okay, we can turn you up a tiny bit. Okay.
Stuff.
Alright, well thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Alright, I'll unmute you. Anyways, guys,
Awesome.
welcome Rex to the chat. Good friend of mine.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Tell me, there's folks on Twitch that are talking to you too, right?
Yeah.
Let me figure out how to check that chat.
I have a shared chat thing, but I don't know how to invite you to that because it's through OBS. Whenever
That's
you defeat
okay,
a boss, gain 50 gold and heal to full health. Choose a card in your deck, reduces energy cost by 1. Conjured cards deal at least 2 additional damage. This talent can be taken multiple... I think Conjurer sounds really good. Make 3 basic attacks. Scholar, make additional attacks every point of focus. That's huge, but I don't even start with this amount of energy. I don't even know if I can make this work. Do I take this? I'm gonna take it. We're gonna see. Rex, we're gonna see what happens.
Tell me, what have you ever played Night of the Full Moon?
Night of the Full Moon. I don't think I've ever played Night of the Full Moon.
It's like baby's first Dawncaster.
Night
Just
of
collecting
the
all the homies.
Full... Why did I spell it like the vocation? I don't know why. I was like, yeah, it's knight, as in like a guy with a sword.
That's a good way to do it, though.
English language not supported on the one I found.
Oh, Night of the Full Moon. Yeah. It's like a Japanese knockoff of the game that was the predecessor for Slay the Spire called Dream Quest.
Interesting.
That's a lot like Dawncaster. You've got your, your deck, and ideally you're trying to thin your deck out so you have like the most powerful strategy possible.
Gotcha. Yeah, I finally decided to try Dawncaster after sitting here for about a month. I was like, am I gonna play this? Because I know it was a mobile game, and that is so iffy, right? And the thing is, though, I have to say, this feels like it could be a mobile game, but it doesn't feel like a mobile game, if you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, it definitely is like, oh yeah, I could play this on a phone, but it doesn't feel like I should play this on a phone. Alright, another adventure answering Gilded Summons. You've arrived for Fortuitous Times, Seeker. We could use your assistance. It's a delicate matter. I'm here about my pay, but I'm here to help. We'll go with that. Like, I want to get paid, but I'm not... Come on. You gotta be courteous. recruits have
So
been...
this is your absolute first time playing this one?
Uh-huh. I booted it up once earlier today to make sure the settings would work with OBS, and I hit new game at the first minute of the stream. That's it. I've never played this before. I'm a seeker, and I'm trying to have fun.
If any of my friends from Facebook are here, hi. This is my friend Cobalt. He runs this sweet gaming channel.
What's up, guys?
And I just wanted to join on voice for once just to see what streaming was like. So, what's up? How's it going? Give me your absolute worst anime opinions, and me and Cobalt will discuss it.
Oh yeah, I please guys, fuel the fire. I will talk about any anime and tell you why it's bad. It might not be bad, but I might. Who knows? Let's go to the inn here first. 20 gold.
Hey people, Rex here.
Rest and heal 20%. Oh, you can just keep resting at the inn? That's insane. Okay, I can leave. I go to the blacksmith.
Is there like a limited amount of resources that you have, or what are you actually like deciding over here?
I have this gold down here that I can spend, and it looks like I can remove basic attacks and upgrade cards and things. And what I'm realizing, and I didn't realize when I was playing earlier, is that a lot of the cards that I want are these cards that just say makes multiple basic attacks, and because they wrote it to be modular, right? But in my head I was like, oh, a basic attack is, there's probably just like a value associated to it. No, it's your weapon. So these cards replace your basic attacks, and that is kind of what I'm trying to figure out, how to do this right and what I want to actually do. Because I'm familiar with Slay the Spire. I'm not good at it. I'm not going to tell you I'm good at Slay the Spire, right? Slay the Spire 2 was my second time playing Slay the Spire in like the last 3 to 4 years. I had played Slay the Spire 1 a week before 2 dropped because I was excited it was coming out. But yeah, so this is very much like if Slay the Spire and Hearthstone had a baby, and that baby liked playing D&D. That's what this feels like. Which is right up my alley.
Speaking of D&D, a lot of folks from that Facebook group I was telling you about, a lot of them really enjoy playing D&D, especially online.
D&D is one of my favorite things. I mean, this channel is named after my D&D character. Fun fact.
And are you still playing that Draw Steel campaign?
Yeah, no, we are still playing Draw Steel. It's really fun. We've all been enjoying it. The nice part about Draw Steel is it's a lot more, I guess, active than D&D, if that makes any sense, right? You still have the same role playing, you still have the same like whatever else you want to do if you want to do it, like, right, if you want to partake. But the cool part about Draw Steel is that you essentially can do something meaningful every turn in combat, which is why we like it so much compared to regular D&D, right? You know, you're playing D&D, having a good time. I'm never gonna sit here and be like, D&D is not great. But I can't tell you how many times I was playing D&D and had like the perfect idea of what I was gonna do on my turn, and you know, my buddy does something and messes it up. Right? I'm not mad at him. He's playing the game. He's playing the game. That's what we're doing. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, I really wanted to do that thing. That would have been cool.
Is that the game where you were like, you never like completely fail or miss your turn?
Yes. So basically, the way the system works, when you roll to hit, it can give you a tier 1, a tier 2, or a tier 3 result. So for most moves, a tier 1 result is just like you low roll on damage, right? It's never just GG, you did nothing and no one cares about what you're doing. It is always, okay, you low rolled on damage, that sucks, or something like that, but it is never actually being bad and useless, which is a really nice, I guess, way to feel with a D&D like game, because again, we've played a few of these. We played Blades in the Dark before we ever played D&D together, and that is another D&D-esque game, and it's that one, I enjoyed it, but I can't, to be honest, I cannot recall anything crazy, unique, or interesting about it. It just was D&D without being D&D, which was fun. You know, I'm not gonna knock that, but like I'm sitting here and I can't tell you anything about it, which tells me it's okay. But Draw Steel, oh.
Now, you and your friends, from what I've gathered, you're all fairly, like, extremely highly educated. How do you guys decide who's the DM? Because in my friend circle, that was basically a punishment.
So our DM is actually a guy who you guys on the channel have maybe only met once. He shows up in chat every once in a while. His name is the Broken Cog, and he's our DM, and he is probably the best DM I have ever had, full stop. And he's usually the DM unless we're doing a one-shot. And part of the reason he's usually the DM is this is the guy who really enjoys researching everything about a system and a universe and then saying, I love this. I'm gonna make my own version of this. And so he's the guy who's really good at doing that. So he's pretty much always the DM unless one of us says, hey, I have this really cool idea for a one-shot. Do you mind if I run it? And he'll be like, okay, yeah, you run your game this time. And it has always worked out really well just because he's so good at what he does. And I don't know if he's probably not watching right now, but he will show up every once in a while. But yeah, it is one of those things where he does it because he likes to do it and he's extremely good at it. This is also the guy who can read like a 1,000-page book in like 3 hours. So it probably helps that he can cover more ground in like reading and learning about a system than any of us can. Like, I literally watched this man sit down on a Tuesday, read all of Goblet of Fire before dinner, and then get up and be like, all right, that was fun.
The fire. Tell me, are you still keeping up with, like, reading? Are you keeping up with manga? Or are you pretty much just, like, straight up anime now?
I basically only watch, but part of the reason I only watch is actually this channel. Usually I'm playing video games, so I only watch, and I'll usually have it on like a second monitor unless it's really interesting. Then I will actually put it on my main monitor and stay up way too late watching anime, and then my girlfriend gets mad at me. You know, it's whatever.
What animes are in the rotation right now that you do make?
Ooh, right now, of course I'm watching Gachi Akuta, because that anime is just good.
Wait, which one's that?
Gachi Akuta is a newer anime. I believe it came out just this year, or maybe just last year. Yeah, just last year. And it is, let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry, it's hard to spell because I'm like, why did you spell it this way? I don't even know what this means.
What's just kind of the gist?
Yeah, so the gist is, it is this dystopian future. I mean, I guess dystopian world. We're not gonna say future. I don't even know if it's Earth. It's a dystopian world where you are watching this kid, Rudo. He is an orphan, kind of, and he's being raised by this guy who, like, you think might be his uncle or whatever. And this world is very clearly broken apart into a caste system, right? You have, you know, the high society above, and then below you have like this Vuzela where all of like the, I guess they would be middle class, the poor people live. I guess there is no middle class, right?
Wait a second. Is this the Wonder Years anime where they've got like the little kid and he's got like the adult inner monologue?
No. This is, for lack of a better way to put it, this is persistent and reliable. I don't know what reliable means. That's really cool. So this is...
Reliable starts in your opening hand.
Gotcha. Oh, that's actually insanely good now. So this is basically just the story of this kid... Eventually, you know, in the first, I think it's the first episodes. This is a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. he comes back to his home where him and his uncle live, and his uncle's stabbed through the chest, and there's some scary hooded figure there who's just looking at him menacingly. And then, you know, he can't fight the hooded figure. He's just a kid. He gets up and eventually is like trying to talk to his uncle. His uncle's dying, and his uncle's like, you gotta change this world so it's not so shitty, yada yada yada. And then the police show up, and the police see a dead man and a kid standing over him. So the cops are from like the upper class area, so they're like, oh, you're lower class trash, you must have just committed this murder. Like, and they don't listen to anything he says. They're just like, you're poor scum, you killed this man who's also poor scum, but we more care about the fact that you murdered somebody. Screw you. And he's like, no, dude, you need to go find who did it. Like, the guy was just here, you can go find it. And they're like, no, you're just a poor kid and you're deflecting. And essentially the way they deal with criminals is they throw them in a catapult and launch them off this fucking island that's floating in the sky. That's right, their whole society's on an island floating in the sky, and their punishment for criminals is a fucking trebuchet for people.
That trebuchet nerd.
Yeah, exactly. So they just toss him off, and you think he's gonna die, and then, you know, he lands on the ground, and he's not dead, he's alive. And you find out the ground is covered with all the trash from this island that's floating around.
Why does this sound like a prequel to Attack on Titan?
I could see it being one in certain aspects, but it is much more of a... Let me get rid of Mind Blast. It is much more of a, I don't know, the power system doesn't align, right? So the power system is what's really interesting about this. And if we go back to like the beginning of episode 1, the orphan you follow, Rudo is his name, is digging in the trash. And he basically, his whole weird thing is he like collects stuff people throw out and is like, these are still good. This is still a good thing. Like, why are you treating, you know, these good things like garbage? They're not garbage. And that's important for later. So then you find out there are people in this world and they're called givers. And essentially they can bring out the true nature of an object, but it's not just any object. It has to be an object that they have deeply cared for. So one of the guys has a staff, and it's just his walking stick that it helped him, you know, develop his character. It helped him out through his life, so he's always taking care of this walking stick. So when he activates it, it is now this like monk polearm with like a blade on it that he just messes people up with, right? So that is essentially the power system of this world. And I'm not going to go any further because it will start being spoilers, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because it's really cool. If any of that sounded interesting, y'all should check it out. It is really, really awesome.
So then here's my question. You know, let's say you're a exacting anime connoisseur and you've got a limited time to consume everything. The show you just described, or Jujutsu Kaisen?
Got you, Kuda, hands down.
Really? 0
questions. So, okay.
Now, the fighting, the combat, like, does it have the same level of, how do I describe it? So the thing that's really cool about Jujutsu Kaisen, at least in my opinion, I've never actually watched the show, but I YouTube best fights of, they like use so much of the environment in their fights, like it's ridiculous. You know, like
yes, I would argue that still happens. Yeah.
And
yeah, continue.
In the show you're talking about,
they have these items, but like that mostly aids in their destructive power, right? Right. So the environment does get used a lot. Like there are actually a couple fights entirely centered around the environment that these fights are in, which is really cool. And so it is one of those things where I think the environment gets used really well in the fight, but I also think that the thing about this that I like a little bit better, and I guess what I will say is I say this with a caveat, is that it is not, I don't believe it's done yet. And so it has the potential to do the same thing I dislike about Jujutsu Kaisen. So I guess that is really where I would say this, but we don't know. This does seem like the creator's a little bit more grounded with her like rule set and thought about things, which is why I prefer this. But basically, yeah, I would say this, but my main issue with Jujutsu Kaisen is how it goes off the rails, right? Because I look at it this way, and I truly believe this. I believe that all anime eventually go off the rails.
Jump the shark. Yeah, jump the shark.
Yeah. Like a lot of them, and maybe not literally all. Like I think Full Metal Alchemist kind of kept it together, but that is also listed as one of the greatest anime, if not the greatest anime of all time. And
Oh yeah, you do really like Full Metal, don't you?
I mean, that's not even just me liking Full Metal. I think that is a general consensus of the anime community. Like, don't get me wrong, there are definitely people who will look up and be like, I don't like Full Metal, like, fuck that. But I think if you want to look at, like, the popular opinion, or even if you just go search any anime, like, top blank list, Full Metal's up there. And I think it's because Full Metal, they kept their shit on lock. They kept it tight. It made sense. And I think that's really what carried them. And I think a lot of anime have to worry about going off the rails, and I think a lot of them don't. How do you bring an enemy to exactly 0?
I have a proposal for you. I know some of the people from my Facebook social circle and my meme group, and some of the folks in Discord know that I'm pretty close to launching the closed beta for my Mecha auto chess game, right?
Okay.
So I actually submitted naming ideas to the group, and somebody came up with this sweet idea of what to call the IP. I don't remember it exactly. Let's see. It was like, oh, wait a sec. I just have it written right here. Come on. X013. So XO13. And the explanation was 10 to the third power times something else equals the speed of light, right? Because the mechas can move at the speed of light.
Gotcha.
Or faster than light. So now my task is, we're calling these mechs EX103s or EX013s or XO13s.
Gotcha.
Each of them need model names, right? You've got Gundam Wing, Gundam Death Knight.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I was gonna try to pick your brain to see if you had some naming ideas, and if anybody in the YouTube chat right now from my group that knows what I'm talking about, feel free to toss some frame names in the hat, and if we pick yours, it'll show up in the credits for the game that will be in closed beta in probably the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
All I have so far is that these mechs are at least the size of skyscrapers, and they can travel faster than light, and they can and that faster than light travel allows you to travel between solar systems, and that's how humanity has spread across the universe.
Interesting. Okay.
What they're equipped with and how they fight. I'm still kind of figuring that out, but I'm
So
pretty
I
sure
have a couple of ideas off rip, and I guess it really depends on what your naming convention you want it to be, or if you're just like anything's game, like whatever. So you know, you're talking about traveling faster than light. You could go with like a kind of science-y approach, so like EX-103 Hadron, EX-103 Quantum, kind of thing like that.
That's sick.
And or let's see, you could also kind of just approach it from that side of like just really badass names, like EX-103 Monarch, right? Like that's just like,
that's sick. I actually have one EX-103 Sovereign that somebody gave me.
That's really good, right? And that would go great with that. So like, it depends on, again, where you want to approach it from. But I think kind of, if you want to go just make it badass, then there's a lot of things you can do. If you want to go from the sciencey side of things, I have a lot of suggestions, but it is going to be like limiting. But I will tell you, like most shit in science sounds cool anyways.
Yeah, and here's the gist: since they can actually like travel at faster than light speed, that means they're also fighting at faster than light speed. So we're talking like Dragon Ball Z style fight choreography with basically Gundams.
Okay, I fuck with that.
And remember I showed you if this auto chess game succeeds, the next game in the series is going to be so this first one is going to be called EX-013 Squadron Tactics, right?
Gotcha.
And the next game, if that goes well, is going to be called EX-103 The Crucible, and that we already talked to the lead designers. They can make that Dragon's Crown successor that we want.
Ooh.
So it's going to be these mechas fighting in 2.5D, doing a Dragon's Crown style combat and RPG progression, where instead of getting like sword or rings and armor, you're getting like different kinds of gear, like shoulder mounted rockets,
okay,
types of lasers, stuff like that. And you're still progressing on that like 2.5 dimensional combat game, and we're hoping for 4-player cross-platform co-op with
I fuck with that heavily, as you know I love beat 'em ups.
Yeah, for those of you joining us, our friend Cobalt here, I would consider him a leading thinker in the 2.5D brawler.
I thank you for that much of a title. Yeah, no, I mean I do. And here's the thing, I really like playing all sorts of brawlers, but I do think that like a big thing about beat 'em ups and brawlers and things is that the genre needs to figure out a way to evolve. Like for example, because brawler is a really simple genre, right? It's super simple. It is the foundation, right? Take a similar level of simple with your survivor likes, right? Okay, I play a lot of those. I play a lot of them on the channel. Survivor likes are essentially ultimately nothing games. They're insanely simple. You know, the fact that people even are sitting here being like, oh, they should keep being made is wild when you look at it, and it's like maybe it's just easier for devs, whatever. But what people have started doing, because the market's saturated, is they've started actually evolving and pushing this style of games further. And I kind of want to see that start to happen with beat 'em ups. And the thing is, I think the furthest that beat 'em ups have been pushed in the proper direction is Dragon's Crown, right? You know, and I think
well, let's push on that a little bit, because what do we mean by what is it that Dragon's Crown did that really set it apart from everything else?
Dragon's Crown created a holistic experience where it wasn't just about the wandering combat, right? Like there were things you could do in town, and they were meaningful things. It wasn't just a hub world for no reason. There was an interesting narrative with their quest system that gave you a reason to revisit areas that wasn't just like you have to go here. It was like, oh, you need to find this item. There were secret areas and secret things. What Dragon's Crown felt like was that they sat down and they made a full RPG and then went back and went, oh, by the way, the combat is beat 'em up style. Right? Like it feels like they sat down and made a whole game. And then at the end, they were like, this is what the combat is. And to be clear, I'm not saying that that's, bad or good. But what I'm saying that is nice about it is it shows immense amount of thought for the rest of the systems.
Yeah.
And I think that is what you miss a lot of times with games nowadays.
Yeah, one of the things that really jumped out at me, well, not jumped out at me, but that really appealed to me was the persistent character that you could build and grow. So
yep.
You were never just mindlessly button mashing, you were always working towards something. And the endless mode where it was kind of wow, you know what? I could even go so far as to say they pioneered the extraction genre, because in that Wonder Dungeon or whatever, we're always like up against your gear deteriorating. Basically, it had like an endless roguelike mode where, you've got your persistent character, but the more you progress and go through the cycles, after you would like clear a boss, you'd get that sweet cooking game. And then you'd have to assess your gear and decide, hey, am I going to push my luck and go deeper and increase my score multiplier and get more rare gear? Or do I turn tail and run back to town with the stuff I've already collected?
Yeah.
I can't think of any game that did an extraction mechanic like that before Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the huge part, right? Is that extraction mechanic was really cool. And I think that's what a lot of them miss, because we talk about the gear system, and I think more beat 'em ups need that. I think that's huge. I think that is I think a lot of people underestimate how much adding a gear system to a game can enhance it for people. It's why, the game I did a review of a little while ago, Towerborn. If you look at that game just from a far out scope, it's like, this is nothing. This is just a random beat 'em up. What allowed it to become something more was the gear system. It was the fact that you could sit there and look at it and say, oh, I can either approach this as a button mashing beat 'em up, or I can put thought and feeling into this. And I think that is what a lot of games lack and need. So that's why Dragon's Crown did a great job.
Speaking of, how are you digging this Dawncaster game? I always kind of slay the spire over it. Like, it could never sell me enough.
So here's what I will say for this game. I'm obviously very early in, so I cannot say anything super definitive about it. But what I will say is that so far, it feels low stakes. Like, I don't feel threatened yet.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, have you actually had to make like an actual decision yet?
Okay. And this, I will defend it on this level, probably. I don't know enough, though, to do it properly, right? Like, we are deck building here. I don't know this game has so many systems, and I think that is actually what the draw of this game is supposed to be. It's not about it having necessarily the same risk reward as a Slay the Spire. It is about you being able to play it countless different ways just forever, because mind you, the way I'm playing right now, I'm still just learning the systems of what I have available to me. There were, I think, 6 other card packs I could have activated, and I just didn't. Because I was like, I already don't know this game. I don't need to activate these 6 card packs. Like, I have no clue what's happening.
Yeah. Now, I can't remember who it was, but in my meme group, I had a discussion once about Dawncaster versus Slay the Spire. And this guy swore by this game. Like, you could not convince him that this game wasn't like the finest deck building card game system he'd ever tried. There's even a tiny chance he's even listening to my voice right now, and he's probably super pissed that I don't remember that it was him. But yeah, there is one person swears that this is like the game.
So I will tell you right now, from what I am experiencing, I can see that. And
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why though. I think it is apples to oranges, and when I say that, I need everybody in chat to understand. Anyone who saying apples to oranges means you can't compare them is fucking stupid. They're both fruit. You can compare them, you just shouldn't. Right? Like apples, like you have a citrus fruit and an apple. It's totally different things, totally different purposes. Don't get me wrong, they both make great juice. But, and I think that's actually what this really comes down to if you want to compare this to Slay the Spire. I think what I can see so far, again, take this with a grain of salt, because I'm not doing my full review of this until tomorrow, and I don't know quite enough right now. But what I can see so far, this gives a different sense of progression and building to it that for someone like me who's an avid RPG player is very satisfying. It gives this level of me kind of looking at this being like, I'm building this character. I'm building my whatever, Warden I picked. I don't know, Seeker. I'm building up my Seeker, and that is something that feels good to me and my brain. Now, for people who want that risk reward and that constant fear of I'm gonna lose, it's Slay the Spire, right? Like, Slay the Spire keeps you balancing on a razor's edge, and if you make the wrong decision, you pay for it dearly. And I think that is kind of the difference there, and why I say it's apples and oranges. Yes, you can compare them. I'm not going to say you can't, but I will say that is where I would argue you see differences, and where I would argue you might come to a standstill on, I guess, an argument about them.
So
yeah,
if you want, if you're open to well, how does this thought strike you? Instead of doing a review of Dawncaster, hold on, let me see if anyone's ever actually done this. Because
do a comparison video.
Yeah, let's see if anyone's ever done that. Dawncaster.
I could
First Slay the Spire.
I could definitely, and honestly, I mean, I can do it one and the same, really. Oh, I'm gonna hit you really hard. Wait, why wouldn't I hit you? Hold on.
There's one guy that got 25,000 views saying the best deck builder I've played since Slay the Spire. He got 25,000 views and he posted it a month ago. The A Boring Dad gaming channel. So outside of that, you've got the floor. You're literally the only person to discuss that. And on top of that, you could talk about Slay the Spire too.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I am now on my 4th comment regarding the Slay the Spire 2 gameplay on my video. And they were like, there's no way this gameplay in the background isn't rage bait. And I was like, yeah, you got it. I was just trying to see who's paying attention.
It is genuinely me just going, man, he asked me for this B-roll. It's midnight. I have not started this game. I have not played Slay the Spire in years. Let's roll in. And like, here's the thing. I fully understand and accept the rage at it. And to be clear, this was not me phoning in your request for B-roll. This was me trying my best at 1 a.m.
This is better because nobody would have commented, hey, great gameplay.
Well, and that's the thing is, You know, I think that for me is the thing, because I play different games all the time. I think it makes me generally at base a better gamer, but with things that take intimate knowledge like Slay the Spire, I am a worse gamer. Because of the fact that I switch games every day. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, you've definitely seen me. There are games I return to. There are games I keep playing. But on a larger scale, I switch every day. I go back and forth, and especially over the course of multiple years, I had entirely forgotten how to play Slay the Spire by the time I was playing it the Friday before Slay the Spire 2 released. I had entirely forgotten that game, and not in like a bad way, like not insulting Slay the Spire. It's just I hadn't hit it in a while.
Speaking of games, have you ever played Among Us?
I have.
Okay, so
I will tell you before you ask whatever you're gonna ask, Among Us is not my type of game. I do not like friend slop. And
don't know. Okay, I don't know who that's for, but all right. So in the 90s, Microsoft used to send spies into other tech companies to work in their, to get hired and work in their development departments. And these saboteurs would actually kind of like, are you familiar with the term scope creep?
No. No,
Okay,
I'm not.
So if you're part of a project that's designing software and you keep adding features, you keep adding features, you keep adding features to the point that you can never actually finish the project, that's called scope creep. That also comes up a lot in, by the way, look at that guy's face in the bottom right.
What guy?
That guy. That was a funny face. So what Microsoft would do is they would send these engineers into competitors' companies and try to scope creep all their software to the point that nobody could get a project complete. I'm taking this story, right? And I'm gonna explain it in terms of Among Us. so there's this like school of thinking. In 1985, there was this, he had a medical degree, and I'm still not 100% sure how to describe his credentials, but like, he invented something called lateral thinking that is widely regarded as like the grandfather of understanding how the brain and the neurons kind of self-organize themselves. Have you ever heard of Edward de Bono?
I have not.
So he like formalizes decision-making science, right?
Okay.
And he talks about all these different methods you can use in order while you're like discussing things with people to make the best decision. So the story I'm trying to tell is through understanding this framework of group decision-making, we're going to explain how to spot spies like Microsoft sent into the engineering companies through the lens of Among Us.
You know, and the thing is, that's genius, because that is not only is that a good way to look at it, but that is also a great strategy in Among Us. Is just,
yeah, you know, I was watching all these kids play it on whatchamacallit, Twitch, right? Because I don't need to beg people for B-roll anymore, because I figured just go find a Twitch stream with no overlay and just tell Windows to record it for like 10 minutes and you're good to go.
right.
It's just a bunch of little kids like screaming at each other like, sus, it's not me, it's not me. So I opened a Reddit thread and I'm like, hey guys, how do you like figure out who's who and who's what? Or how do you make these decisions? Because, you know, I obviously never played Among Us to save my life. And basically it was just like whoever makes the first accusation is who I probably assume. Like it's not a lot of creative thinking. But when you have like organized thought patterns, it gets a lot more useful, especially in like engineering and decision-making programs and stuff like that, which is fun. But I'm working on something else now, which is the 7 habits of highly effective people, right? His name is David Covey. And my plan is, because that's almost like too much like self-help bullshit, right? Like,
Right.
oh, read this book to learn how to be an effective person, right?
Right.
So I'm trying to I'm trying to take his advice and weaponize it to make you better at reducing other people's effectiveness.
That is deliciously evil.
Yeah. I was gonna try to explain it in like terms of like Total War, Warhammer 3, and one of Covey's like big things is this concept called the spheres of influence, right? You've got the circle most immediate to you, which are the things you can control and influence, right? And then you've got the sphere outside of you, which are the things you can maybe try to persuade, but you can't directly control. So it's a way to like formalize your world around you in such a way that you understand what you can and can't control, so you can focus your attentions and energies.
Gotcha.
That's the typical self-help bullshit. Only worry about the things you can control. Right. So I'm going to push back on that. I'm going to say, how can you reduce the amount of things the people that you're across the table from can control?
That's kind of the smartest way to do that.
Yeah, like how... So when we take a look at like Warhammer Total War 3, is it really a matter of destroying your opponent, or is it really a matter of cutting down the amount of things they can actually do and funneling them into a defeat state? So that's kind of the theme I'm going for, is like how to use these efforts for doing good for humanity by like giving them self-help models, and instead teaching you how to basically be a super villain, maybe? Oh no.
You mean yes, be a super villain. It's fine.
Do you remember that time in the Helldivers episode that one guy was mechanizing propaganda?
Yep. Yeah.
You're a sociopath. I'm out.
Here's the thing, I look at all these techniques, right? And I find it interesting because people, yeah, they'll look at that and they'll get mad, right? Because it's bad. You don't want to weaponize things like that. Yada yada yada. Any sufficiently powerful technique can be used for both sides. Right. Simply watching how someone would weaponize that, if you take it in and think, now helps you be virtually immune to that. If you take it in and think. And I think that is the thing a lot of people miss, right? Is this is the you're giving people knowledge. It is not how they use it. That's on them. And I think that is something we have lost in how the world functions now, where a lot of people want to place blame for the outcome of knowledge, which doesn't make sense to me.
I'm just gonna put this pistol on the table, you do something with your
And that is also the thing, right? Like, at the same time, don't leave a loaded gun around a child. Right? And I think there is a level of responsibility to certain things, but I do think that there is also a level of well, it's responsibility on the part of the person on the other side, the person looking at it. And I think we've hit this weird point in society where it is always you can't do things because someone could weaponize something. And the issue with that is that's not incorrect, which I hate. And that's a whole different conversation. But at the same time, if that is going to be your argument about every time someone tries to share or grow knowledge, then guess what else is going to happen, right? And I think that is the I guess it's a dilemma, except, and you know, maybe this is the scientist talking in me, but I would always argue on the side of gaining knowledge, no matter what.
Very Aristotle of you.
Look, man, like, and because I do get it. I look around, I see what people are saying about these things, and I'm like, yeah, I understand where you can look at this and go, that's this bad. I don't want people to talk or know or whatever because they could make it bad. Yeah, that's fair. People can also use things for good. It's just the fact is, that is subjective. Whether or not people want to admit that is subjective is a whole different thing.
Using it for good has been done. We're out here pioneering thought. We're thought leaders. You know what? Sometimes it's not always about being good and right. Sometimes it's about being novel.
And I think that's the big thing, is that is correct, that it isn't always about being right. And I think, again, it is the fact that when you get into this, getting into spreading knowledge about anything is just a quagmire of terribleness. And right, like, certain knowledge cannot be, well, no, that's arguable. I was gonna say certain knowledge cannot be weaponized, but hold on. So it is.
Give me 5 minutes with it.
Well, and that was the thing. I was about to say certain knowledge can't be weaponized. And my example was going to be that humans drink water, and I was like, nope, we've done that. People have done that before. That has been weaponized before. And I think that's kind of the thing, though. Is I think it is partly up to the people taking in the knowledge to use it responsibly and for good. And I think there are certain things that, yes, are too dangerous, right? It's kind of why it is not super readily available how to make black powder, right? We're not going to talk about that. But it is also one of those things where it is like people still should be able to learn things. But yeah, you see all too often when it is an issue or not useful. And I think we've reached a real catch-22 of moving forward as a species.
Speaking of catching, who the hell are fishing minigames for? What is it about people getting so excited about fishing minigames? And I'm going somewhere with this because I've been invited to do a collaboration with like 2 other channels, like that are like gaming channels, and they're a large enough subscriber count that it's like worth considering. But the gist is, everybody is supposed to pick a fishing minigame from a game that's not actually about fishing and talk about it creatively for like 5 to 7 minutes. And they were like, you know, hey, your Technical Mindscape thing, that's really interesting. If you could do like a 5 to 7 minute segment on a fishing minigame, we would include it in this collaboration, and you know, your viewers would see your channel and blah blah blah.
So I think hold on here. two things.
Yeah.
BP Danimal, yes, Big Poppy, I am on this when I could be on Slay the Spire too. To be honest with you, I played a lot of, not a lot, no, I won't say a lot. I played a good amount of Slay the Spire 2, and I actually just prefer the co-op in it so much. And like if my buddies can't play, I'm just like, I'd rather play a different game. It's kind of why I play a bunch of different games all the time. But at the same time, we were talking about earlier this versus Slay the Spire 2 in a deck builder sense, and I might kind of weigh in on that in a video either tomorrow or a little later in the week, so stay tuned for that. Back to the fishing minigame thing, though.
Although I still want to push you, I still do want to push you to do a comparison of Slay the Spire 2 and Dawncaster.
Oh, no, I'm definitely going to do that. I want to be super clear. I'm already sold. You don't have to sell me on that. That's already happening.
You comparing Slay the Spire 2 to things is worth a good amount of clicks for some reason.
I mean, yeah, it's mentioning Slay the Spire. But the fishing minigame thing, so it's not about the fishing minigame.
Right.
It's about the approach to the fishing minigame, right? The fishing minigame, I feel like, is... Okay, hear me out. Just hear me out to the end of this, because it's going to start off kind of stupid, but it's going to make sense when I get to the end of it. The quality and approach to the fishing minigame within a game is akin to the Bechdel test with movies. So it doesn't necessarily translate to quality of movie, game, whatever, but there are a lot of people who will use it to translate to that. And it's partly because when you're looking at the fishing minigame, that can lead so many different places and do so many different things. I think is why the fishing minigame is actually such an interesting concept, because
I need a moment to try to unpack this, because I didn't make the connection right away. So my understanding of I call it the Bechdel test. Bechdel test.
Yes, the Bechdel test.
It's if there's two women in a movie, are they capable of having a conversation? Not about a man, not about a love interest.
Yes. Yes.
I forgot the other
criteria. And it is used as a fallacy to judge the quality of a movie. I say fallacy because that does not directly one-to-one make a movie good or bad. But you can argue that if the movie cannot, if two female characters in a movie cannot pass the Bechdel test, maybe that is a sign of bad writing, right? That is an argument that can be made, but you cannot say that, oh, they couldn't pass the Bechdel test, it's a bad movie. Right, so that's why I say it's a fallacy, but it is still something that at least was. I think we've gotten out of the time period where it's used too much, but it was still something that at a point in time was used as a metric.
So we've gotten this terminology down. Make that connection to fishing games for me, because that's what I'm missing. Or a fishing mini inside
a fishing mini game inside of a larger game can show how a dev is thinking about mechanics. And so, and this is why I say it's akin to the Bechdel test, is you can have a bad fishing mini game inside of a good game, but it is much, much more rare that you have a good fishing mini game inside of a bad game.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So that it goes back to, and the reason you can have a bad fishing mini game and a good game is because the dev just goes, I don't give a shit. They're just fishing. They just hit X. It's done. Right. But they're really engrossed in their plot or whatever else they're working on. But very rarely are they sitting there being like, and then there could be bass, and you got to keep it in the zone, and then you got to tap X at the right moment, when they have a game that is not done well or mechanically deep. Also, the fishing minigame, the reason it's used, or maybe not used, but the reason someone could look at it as such a metric is because there is an infinite amount of ways to approach the fishing minigame. Like, it's near infinite. So anytime a game has a new take on a fishing minigame, it's kind of interesting to look at. Because it's like, okay, how are you thinking mechanically around this, frankly, age-old problem in gaming, right? Because I have never played a game and went, oh boy, let me see what this new fishing mini game is like. Maybe this will be the one that makes me love fishing mini games. That's not ever what I'm saying when I play a game. But I am saying that I will look at the fishing minigame and go, this is an interesting way you approached this, and to me it says something about how you are thinking about mechanically about your own game. That's at least my take on it. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just saying that is what comes to mind when I look at that.
Push it a little further. The fishing minigame is a window into the dev's soul.
If you want to clickbait it, yeah.
Yeah, why not? I also wrote this little framework in your chat window here. It says, give a man a fish, blank. Give a man a fishing minigame, why?
I mean...
That might be a blunt one.
Give a man a... Yeah. No, I mean, it really does, I think, kind of go to... And don't get me wrong, what I have said is generalization. I have seen a game that I would argue is bad that has a good fishing minigame in it, and I watched my buddy, he loved the fishing minigame, hated the whole game. But I think on average, it is kind of a window to that.
Do you remember what the game was? Because I don't even have a game in mind.
Oh, that game was Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15, fantastic.
He hated that game. He loved that fishing minigame.
It's not always the case with Final Fantasies. Like, you couldn't pay me to play Final Fantasy X, but you set me down with Blitzball and I'll play it for like...
See, it's weird. Final Fantasy X and 7 and 8 are the ones I like. 10, 7, 8, and 1 are the ones I like. Everything outside of that, I don't. The only reason I like 10 is I think the RPG combat system was done well. I think Titus and Waka are two of the worst characters that have ever been written into fucking anything.
Now, if I'm not wrong, the whole game was literally like rock, paper, scissors. Like, you gotta bring out your one dude that's good at beating these dudes, you gotta bring out your...
Yeah, but it is okay. So I explained to you the other day how Monster Hunter Stories 3 layers several different types of rock, paper, scissors on top of each other, right?
That's me. You're playing like rock, paper, scissors 5 different ways.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy X is in between that and Pokemon. Pokemon is you're playing rock, paper, scissors one way. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is rock, paper, scissors on top of rock, paper, scissors on top of rock, paper, scissors, and then there might be a fourth rock, paper, scissors in there. Final Fantasy X is like 2 layers of rock, paper, scissors. So I think that's what is cool about it, is when you look at a lot of other JRPGs, it is 1 layer of rock, paper, scissors. And because that's the thing, right? I understand how people hate the whole rock, paper, scissors of RPGs, and they think it's too simplistic, yada yada yada. We could go at this for hours, but what I will say is it is a staple to RPGs, and so if you like RPGs, if you like the rest of an RPG, it's best you find a system of rock, paper, scissors that you enjoy. And so I think that's why, like, Final Fantasy X I consider to be good. But there are other Final Fantasies where, like, the rock, paper, scissors is the same and the story's just even worse, so I just don't care. But yeah, that is kind of where I think that all kind of comes into play, is you have to look at these layers of rock, paper, scissors, and that can make a game better.
So, okay, fine. Then, you know what, I'm gonna, because, you know, I'd have the editor sign off on it, and he's like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever, I'll think of a game. I'll mention Final Fantasy 15 to him. I will also mention this channel as well, and see if we can get you in that roundup.
Well, I thank you very much.
That would help a lot. Yeah, because apparently each of these guys has like a 10K sub count, so it's like
Okay.
20 or 30K. So it'll be a nice little growth. Build the little gaming orbit, because I'm the only idiot that can't actually do gaming content.
I don't think you can't do gaming content. I think you chose not to do gaming content.
Regardless.
But yeah, no, I think that's like the fishing minigame thing. I do think is kind of cool. It also depends on like the angle you're coming at it with, right? If they're just like fishing minigame lulz, it's like okay, you can do that, but it's also I think it is a symptom of something else within the game.
So my plan, I don't know if I ever explained my episode ABC framework, where I take A, the game, B, cognitive device, and C, the real world application.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see if I can pull that off in 7 minutes. So fishing game. It's a absolutely absurd intellectual device to tie to a fishing game. Random cognitive science concept. Color constancy is the cognitive phenomenon where our brains perceive the consistent color of an object despite changes in lighting, shadows, or surrounding colors. It demonstrates that perception is an active top-down process. The brain interprets reality rather than just recording sensory data.
That's a fun time. I like that one.
Fishing mini games teach us color constancy by having our brains interpreting reality of fishing, even though we're playing in a game, by giving us a sense of agency in our pursuit of the, oh no, I should do the entire thing like Werner Herzog.
You could. Oh, I played these in the wrong order. Guys, you just watched me petard myself. I'm sorry.
Color constancy is the cognitive phenomenon.
I would watch Werner Herzog go over gaming for hours.
I just need to cultivate the voice a little more. It demonstrates that the perception of pursuing the fish is beyond human mortality. Yeah. Well, okay. So we'll see what the editor lets me get away with there. So I am on my last few minutes before I have to do all my real life chores. So let's finish this conversation on a spectacular topic.
All right.
Are you following Baki?
Baki? You mean Baki Hanma?
Baki, none other.
I love Baki. I think Baki is fun as hell.
Now, are you watching the like current animated series with the reincarnation of Musashi, or are you way ahead in the actual manga?
I am not. I am an anime person, and I watch Baki in spurts and binges. So I actually am not even watching current Baki. It is one of those things where I will watch Baki for like 48 hours straight on a random day. And that's what'll happen. I will just like sit down and one weekend watch all of Baki. Baki is, I feel like it is the weird love child between Dragon Ball Z and JoJo's that has a sense of, oddly enough, compared to those two shows, realism, even though it doesn't, right? Like it brings figures from real life, to be clear. I don't think Baki has a sense of realism, but I love Baki. Baki's ridiculous.
You're in for quite the treat. The Musashi Miyamoto arc where they reincarnated him and all the Baki characters fight him has just been extraordinary.
I can't wait.
That being said, if you came from the nihilism, pessimism, and shit-posting group, thanks so much for meeting my friend Cobalt here. And,
thank you, guys.
I'll see you guys around.
Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you, Rex, for stopping by. It was a great conversation, great time. And yeah, we definitely have to do this again. All right, man.
Yeah. Perk of my family being out of town for a couple days. All right, have a good stream.
All right, man. Peace out. Anyways, guys, that was my buddy Rex. He has his own channel. You should check out Tactical Mindscapes. It's a great time. But yeah, so far, I'm not gonna lie. If Big Poppy is still watching, I'm not gonna lie though. This game is fun. I understand the immediate comparison to Slay the Spire, and Slay the Spire 2 is dope. This game is fun in a different kind of way. I think it gives a better sense of permanent progression to me, and I think that's why I like it. However, I think I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you should do this instead of Slay the friggin' Spire, right? I think that would be a massive lie to tell somebody. But I do think it is very, very fun. And I will probably be playing a lot of this over the next few days. Well, I definitely will, because I will be putting out a video on it. Okay, I would love it if you just didn't do your action and murder the crap out of me. Oh my god, thank you, sir. Are you just gonna let me... Huh. Do I have balance? I do have balance. I think we have to play you. And then each point of focus. I don't have any focus, so good. I won't waste my energy on you. I don't think I can play anything else. This is how I die. And that bleed took me out. I think I made it pretty far in this run though, guys. Only 24. Sad. Alright guys, it is about that time. Thank you all for tuning in. This was a really fun time. I wasn't expecting Rex to show up, but I hope the conversation was as fun for you guys as it was for me. And I'll be back tomorrow, guys, another video.